Alright guys, what is up? Welcome back to Avorion with LD7, and today we're just going to kind of take an accounting of what's occurred since last time. Before we keep progressing any farther, I just kind of want to update you on what I did, so you've got at least a general idea of how to go through the progression in this game. So, when we left off in the last episode, we were back, I don't know, maybe around here or so. So obviously we have made a bunch of progress. We've scanned a bunch of sectors, visited them, went through some wormholes, did all sorts of stuff. So kind of the way this worked. I started up here and went through this wormhole. These wormholes are kind of like the warp gates that you'll find scattered throughout, only they're free to travel through, and they'll take you to a system, you know, randomly throughout the universe. With that being said, they do have a fixed path, so once you figure out where the 2 points are, you can use it as a means of travel. So like, for example, this one here is really good to go from this sector up here. It goes from a height 140 to from 33, so it's like 150 sectors or more worth a jump, you know, instantly for free from this. This is another wormhole, I believe. Or actually, no, that's just a regular sector with pirates in it. Okay, never mind. So yeah, in order to get here as fast as I did take some wormholes. So I went through here, yada yada. I didn't explore these wormholes because I was trying to get over here. My radar was good enough I could see this one by installing systems. So anyway, went through this wormhole, which transports you up over here, back out in the boonies, so I went back through because I wanted to go in, and I got lucky and discovered this wormhole, which took us right into a Xanian Trinian level, and that's basically where we are now. This wormhole, or one of these goes to like Neonite, I think it's that one, goes to Neonite. Sorry about that, my mouse is freaking out. Anyway, so yeah, we've explored some sectors. We also, in between sessions, have built up a lot of credits, relatively speaking, and resources. So we've unlocked the first 5 tiers of resources now. That's all you can do until you cross the barrier, which we are not there yet. So no worries, that'll be later. But as you can see, we've got a fair amount and some credits that we've gathered. So the way I got the credits, in these sectors, when you go around, you will sometimes find those claimable asteroids. As you get closer to the center and the barrier, which is right here, actually this is the barrier, the asteroids sell for more money. So in this kind of area, they're about 250,300,000, depending on which faction and how good your reputation is, stuff like that. So yeah, what I've been trying to do is build the reputation here and here. That way I have 2 factions that are really close to the barrier with, you know, not just good, but excellent, or honored, exceptional, I forget what it's called in this game, but the top tier rep. So this one still has a ways to go, and this one is still bad, so I've got a ways to go even to get them to be able to trade with me, but that's fine. Ooh, pirates are attacking. So that's how I got a lot of the turrets I got, just from, you know, destroying pirates and such. Or when pirates attack a sector like this, I don't actually want to fight the pirates because they're too strong for my ship right now. But even though I'm not going to attack them, the ships in the sector, you know, the faction that controls it, they have ships flying around, they will go and destroy them for you. And then you can basically go in and gather up the systems and turrets and such like that they drop. So that can be a good way to get high tier turrets. That sometimes is a challenge. I got lucky a little bit on the trading posts, or equipment docks rather, having the systems and turrets that I was looking for, so like mining turrets and such. Alright guys, so this is just picking up right after that battle with those pirates completed. I do apologize. For whatever reason, my recording kind of messed up, so I don't have the footage of the battle. But what I was saying is, yes, I got a fair amount of turrets just from the equipment dock. Going deeper in towards the center of the galaxy, the systems and turrets that you can buy and that become available become better. So yeah, you get more blues and greens the closer in you get with the systems, and then on the turrets, the material level is going to get better. So we've got trinium and xanium now, as opposed to iron and titanium. As the reason why this matters is you can only place trinium turrets on trinium level blocks and above, xanium on xanium and above, things like that. So basically, in order to progress and get the materials you need to progress through 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, right? So to go from an iron ship to a xanium ship, you've got to go through all 5 tiers. You actually need to be able to buy better mining lasers to mine these higher tier materials. So you start with the iron lasers. Those can mine iron and titanium. In order to mine naonite, you need a titanium level laser or better to even be able to damage the rocks and collect the ore. So that's the first purchase you gotta make, is get a titanium mining laser. Then you want to find a naonite mining laser. That'll do naonite and trinium. It'll do up to level trinium and all the ones below it. Then you want to get a little bit of trinium so you can start adding those blocks in, obviously. But in order to actually mine xanium, you have to buy a trinium or better laser. I got really lucky. The first system through the wormhole, like one jump over, had an equipment dock in it when I first got to the xanium trinium level. So I was able to buy a trinium level R mining laser or something like that. So I was able to mine some xanium and some trinium really quickly and upgrade my ship. So that's kind of what I like to do personally, is I like to get to xanium as soon as possible. I understand that, you know, if your ship is too weak, you might get attacked, and if pirates encounter you along the way, it's going to be a problem. However, it's worth it to get all the materials unlocked as soon as possible. That way you can upgrade all your ships to the best tier right from the get-go, and once you automate them, it's basically done from there. You're just going to get resources automatically at the cost of whatever the crew is every 3 hours. So like this ship, for example, I think I don't know how much it costs. Let me show it this way actually, because this is a big thing. So auto pay crews, you want to make sure this is ticked, otherwise you have to manually pay these, which is kind of annoying. But you can see the crew cost. So our first miner, almost 17,000. Our second one, 17,000. Our third one, 25,000. So not too bad. We get all these resources automatically. If we actually sold the ore or these resources back to a resource depot, whatever they gathered in the 3 hours legitimately would be so much more than this crew cost. It's not even worth mentioning or paying attention to. When you get bigger ships, the crew cost kind of matters a little bit more, same with space stations, but we'll cover that once we upgrade to something along those lines. Yeah, so not too bad. Kind of at this point, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build up enough xanium and enough credits to be able to upgrade our ship to our carrier design here. So I could go to the half size, and part of me is tempted to do that just because it'll add a hangar bay as well, and I believe the cargo bay increases from where we are right now, if I'm not mistaken, even though this isn't the full size, and we can afford it, right? But, or well, if we go costs from current ship, yeah, it's another 800,000, but it will be a significant upgrade. I'm gonna wait though until I get enough to do this. So I need 9.6 million credits, 60,000 iron we've got, the trinium we've got. So really I need like 800 or another 600,000 xanium and another like 9.5 million credits to be able to upgrade to the ship I want. Once we reach this stage, our ship's going to be powerful enough to be able to, you know, kind of gather a lot of resources quickly. This design I made myself, it's got enough cloning pods, academies, assemblies, and hangar space that you can use this ship to make a bunch of fighters and a bunch of crew trained out to whatever you want really easily. And it's mobile, meaning it's fast and maneuverable and all those things. So we're going to try to upgrade to this because I like using our mining fighters to gather resources on my main ship. And if we get that ship built and get a transporter system that works with fighters, which I'm still waiting to find, I haven't found one high enough level. I believe it has to be blue level or higher. So yeah, I've kind of just been waiting for these to refresh to give me a transporter system upgrade. I think I've got one that's lower tier maybe? No, I don't. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, guys, so that's kind of the plans. That's essentially what you want to do to get closer into the barriers, upgrade your resource diversity and potential, because it unlocks more things. I guess I can show you that. So with Xanian, we now can build everything you can possibly build on the ship. From here on out, Ogonite is really good for armor, but not so good on some of the other blocks you can't even build. So we're going to leave most of our ship built out of Xanian from here on out. Maybe the hull, once we unlock Ogonite, will be built out of that. Meaning just like the plating that we'll put on the outside. And then once we get to Avorion, everything will be made out of Avorion, except for we'll use Ogonite armor, plating, you know, the outside of the ship. But anyway, guys, some of the new blocks that we have access to are the hangar. So this allows you to have fighters on your ship. It technically is unlocked at Trinium, but I don't waste time building them until Xanian, because Xanian unlocks the assembly. That's the last block basically, and this allows you to build fighters on board your ship. So these two blocks go hand in hand, just like the cloning pods and the academy go hand in hand. Those get unlocked at the Trinium level as well, or the academy gets unlocked at Trinium, cloning pods at Xanian. Then you've got Transporter, which is at Xanian. You only need a very small block of this anywhere on your ship. If you have this and a Transporter system installed, which you'll be seeing around, you basically can dock a trading post from farther away. And if you have fighters in the system, the Transporter system is good enough. Anything that those fighters collect will automatically be put in the cargo hold of your ship. So you've got hyperspace core, integrity field, generators. All this stuff is pretty much the same as the previous levels, only it's slightly better on the output for the same size block. So yeah, that's kind of how the resources work. Once we get the carrier built for our main ship, that will have all the blocks on it, and we'll kind of go into detail on what they all do. We'll see, there might be a video kind of going over the templates that I've got. If I do make that video, I'll be sure to cover like cloning pods and everything, academy, all those specialty blocks that you get by Xanian level in more detail, just so you guys can kind of see how they work. Anyway, guys, that is basically what we've done between this session and last, you know, and what our trajectory is. Go gather more materials and get more credits. As far as the credits go, those pirates, since we got shot by them and I fired like one bullet back at them, once they were defeated by the ships in the sector, I got like 180k credits. So that is a way to get credits relatively easily without doing anything, is when the pirates come into the sector, shoot them once, and then let the sector's faction finish them off, and you'll get a bunch of money. So guys, there's some tips, tricks, and other things like that for you, how to progress through the various levels of the resource tree in Avorion, as well as what the next goal is going to be, which, you know, summed up in a few words is, the goal at this point is unlock all the blocks that we can build on our ship and build a ship big enough with enough damage that we can start attacking things. So be looking out for those, for that content coming soon. It's just going to take time getting the credits, but if you've enjoyed the series thus far, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always, and until next time, this has been LD7, and we will see ya.